Hi everyone, got a really exciting webinar. I've spent so many hours preparing, getting the latest data and information on the best available stocks as we hit an all-time high. Should we double down or should we ease off? That's what I'm going to talk about. Let me take you through just some of the things we're going to cover on that live webinar. Okay, one of the key things is we're going to have a look at what some of the biggest analysts who are the most accurate from the biggest banks are saying about some of the most popular stocks. What are their high predictions, their low? What are the average predictions? What should we do when it comes to the likes of Apple? What's the downside or upside projections for some of the big name stocks that you might hold and ones you might not have looked at? We will also go through bloggers, opinion formers, predictors who have a track record of being accurate. After all, we know it's not just the big banks who can make accurate forecasts and predictions, and we know in the age of social media that the media can move markets. So we're going to have a look at some of these. We'll look at some, again, some popular companies, but also look at the ones you might well have overlooked and the upside that's available on some of these. Okay, we'll look at news, sentiment that's out there. What are the big news items saying about some of the, again, popular stocks and some of the ones we might have overlooked, so that we get not just the neutral ones, but the ones which are overly bullish comment and negative ones in case we need to get out of other picks. We will look at hedge fund activity. Hedge funds tend to be a good indicator, advanced indicator of which way the markets are going to go. These clever insiders who control billions of pounds, for instance, are very negative on Tesla. So we'll look at some of the popular stocks. Should we be looking to get out? How accurate are these picks? Should we look to double down on others? Not only will we look at the analysis of the popular ones, but also ones we might have overlooked. Okay, what about private investors? This, for instance, is, again, Apple I've given as an example, and the number of users holding it, normal retail investors. What about that as an advanced indicator of share price movements? And we can see, is it lagging? Is it an advanced indicator? Could it be telling us which way the markets are going to be going? What's it saying about the biggest names and which ones might we have overlooked as well? And you can see some of the big names there and the changes according to retail investors into those companies. We'll also look at the top 10 holdings of some of the big name gurus like Bill Gates Foundation, Carl Icahn, Leon Cooperman, Warren Buffett. What are they holding? What percentage of their portfolios are in those stocks? How many stocks are they holding? What are the names of the companies that they've got their investments in? And what are the changes that they've made most recently? What impact has that had? That'll give us more ideas, and then we'll analyze those ideas. What does my son hold, for instance? What are leveraged shares? Are they worth having? Are they safer? Or can they be made safer than the normal way of leveraging and investing? And what kind of percentage returns and how quickly might we be able to get them if we add leverage, which is risk, to safety, which are the big name companies, the likes of a Microsoft or some of the ones you see on screen. And then finally, I will take you through my strategy of strategies, basically the thing that filters everything, so that I filter across different strategies to get my green light picks. What are those? And when we get all those other ideas I talked about, how do we then look onto the master list that I have here to determine the final interview, the final leg, the final filtration to say, right, that then passes the mustard, as it were. Okay, so that's all of it. Sign up on alpeshpatel.com/great now. That's just been a snippet to show you the intense amount of work that's gone into this webinar. I think it's going to be the most useful 90 minutes you ever spend, and hopefully the most lucrative 90 minutes you ever spend, because it's about your pension, it's about your children's savings, it's about getting a return and making the money work hard for you instead of you just working hard for the money. So thank you all, and I'll see you on the webinar.